So James, if I have a boiler installation business and I'm looking to grow the revenue, looking to acquire new customers, how would you do it?
Boiler businesses, I think you've got three major players.
Okay.
I think you've got SEO, I think you've got PPC, and I think you've got a lead generation company. Right. So at FatRank, they do an always supply of inquiries for boilers. That's for boiler repair, boiler servicing, boiler maintenance, and replacements of boilers, like new boilers. Right. So I would definitely go down that route and team up with, let's say, FatRank, where you're only paying on the back end. But I will also not put all my eggs in one basket of just getting leads, let's say, just from FatRank. I would also look to try and find another lead generation company. I'd maybe try 4 or 5 others out and split test them and vet who is the best lead generation company for boiler leads, and then start to use like 1 or 2 of them just to get that consistent flow of leads that's coming in. But the major play is trying to generate your own leads long term. So that could be via PPC, but it's very, very expensive in doing it that way. Or it could be via SEO, which again is still expensive, but it's a long-term major play. Mm-hmm. So within those 3, obviously there's other kind of aspects that we can talk about. But what would you think would work best for boilers? Would you go down the route of any others, like traditional marketing, social media, or anything like that?
So I think that you could be doing videos on social media, like explaining, like, for example, if your boiler's making this sound, maybe try doing this. Yeah. Or, for example, if your radiators are half cold, half hot, like sometimes it's not hot all the way up, do a video on that, explaining everything on social media. And a lot of those are more educational videos, which then could end up turning into actual paying clients. I
think a great one for that is error codes on the boilers. Because when there's an error on the boiler, normally you might need a heating engineer to come out. Yeah. And then when the heating engineer comes out and they look to repair the boiler, it could be your boiler's 20 years old and needs replacing.
Yeah. So on that side, I would be looking to SEO optimize those pages. So let's say, for example, if there is a Bosch boiler, I would look through all of the error codes and I would create an individual SEO optimized page going after every single error. Because 9 times out of 10, like what you said, a lot of the, or maybe not a lot of the times, but in some cases they might need a new boiler, or in some cases you can even sign them up for a boiler maintenance plan. Every year you're annually going out. Yeah. So doing organic videos on Facebook and Instagram, that's a play in this scenario. Building out SEO optimized pages. In some cases, doing a page for, like, let's say Boiler Installation Manchester, that might take you 12 months to rank. But doing the actual error codes for the boilers, that might take you a month to rank, and at least you're getting something at that point. PPC, I am not a fan of, because I just know how much it's going to cost. It's probably going to be about £150 a click, and that's not even a contact form being inquired. I don't know if you know a little bit more on.
Yeah, it normally costs about £450, £500 CPA. So, but again, out of them, you end up getting a lot of people wanting refunds. You're getting a lot of people that kind of decline. So then you're thinking it's £450, and they actually, out of that, some of them end up not wanting it being done and stuff like that. So it's very, very costly, for sure, in the boiler space. In other industries, PPC can work well. I think it's also very important for boiler business owners to understand the target audience. Are you in the commercial market, or are you in the residential domestic market in homes? If you are in the home residential market, then maybe going down the route of repairs and servicing and putting a maintenance plan together, knowing that that might lead on to replacements. If it is just literally new boilers that you're wanting to do, then it's going to cost you a lot of money with regards to SEO, social media, and also PPC. It's a very competitive niche. Yeah. And that's where I think in this market, the lead generation companies are probably the major play. Yeah. If someone is a business owner of a boiler company and you are looking for leads, if you do inquire with fatrank.com, we would make certain we're asking you so many questions to dig deeper with regards to what exactly is it that you want to generate leads for. Because if you just says, I just want more new boilers, that's too broad. We'd want to know a little bit more of exactly what type of boilers, what brand of boilers that you're installing. are you cheap or are you premium? And going down that route and adding the modifier alongside boiler installation. Whereabouts do you work? Do you work nationwide in the UK? Are you just in a specific county? All these are really important because we try to rank for boiler installer in London, boiler installer in Manchester, and those type of terms as well, that hopefully might be able to generate in you leads on that front. I'd say in this, lead generation would be the major play.
Yeah, definitely. One other thing to also add to what you've just said, there's different times that, for example, like if you're trying to rank for boiler installation London, that might take you like 2 years. If you're trying to rank for boiler installation in Dundee, let's say, that might take you a lot less time as well. If you are going to SEO your own website, just be aware that there is different difficulty levels, to say the least. But is there anything else that you would recommend in this?
So you've got other stuff that people could talk about with regards to like traditional marketing. So there's some people that do like radio ads and TV ads, because obviously if you have got a big brand in the boiler sector, it can work well. Sponsorships of like big kind of networking events and stuff like that sometimes can work. My only issue with like putting yourself in magazines and on radio and on billboards is you can't track the ROI. And for me, I'm a businessman that wants to track return on investment. And the fact that I can't track that, for that reason, in my opinion, traditional marketing has been taken over via social media ads, where I can basically target homeowners and ideally try and target people maybe 25 years old plus, could be male or female, 25-year-old plus up to 65 or up to 70 that are a homeowner. And that's kind of my play if I'm in the residential market.
Yeah, definitely. And one other thing as well is you've obviously got certain councils that have certain grants. So, for example, yes, you're saying that you wouldn't do traditional marketing like billboard ads and radio ads. You would kind of move it on to online. But I think what a good ad would be is if, say, for example, your local council is, let's say, they've got a grant where they pay homeowners 50% of the fee of the new boiler. You could run that as a Facebook ad because it's kind of like a time restrictive thing where people might need to inquire with you and get it installed by the end of March, let's say. So I think that going down that route is a lot better. And obviously, like what you said before, with Facebook ads, you know exactly how much that traffic source is costing you and how many people have converted and then how many people have actually had an installation in their home as well. So it's very, very granular with the actual data, whereas with radio ads, it gets played 6 times and you're like, right, okay. And I know how many people have listened, but I don't know how many leads have been generated from that.
Yeah, for sure. I think one more major play, if you are looking to grow your boiler business, is make certain if you are spending any money on PPC or you are spending any money on SEO, that you have that retargeting pixel set up on your website. Retargeting on Facebook or on Instagram, like meta ads, is the cheapest form of retargeting that you can do. Get that pixel set up on there and make certain that you are getting any like testimonials or reviews, case studies of what you've done into them kind of retargeting ads that can try to get people back to your website who hasn't yet inquired.